Despite already bolstering the midfield options this summer, Spurs are reportedly weighing up other additions, with Bournemouth's highly rated Alex Scott emerging as a prime transfer target. Christian Romero's long-term future at Spurs has come under renewed scrutiny after fresh reports from Italy suggested the Argentine defender is increasingly open to joining Inter Milan. And Tottenham Hotspur icon Ledley King believes the club is entering a new and exciting chapter, claiming the owners are laying the foundations for big things through continued investment in the squad and the club's long-term ambitions. Here are your daily Tottenham news headlines. Hello, welcome back to the channel. My name's Craig and here are your daily Tottenham news headlines, where I'll be going through all the latest news, rumours and reports. If you're watching on YouTube and are not already as yet subscribed to the channel, please consider doing so. Like, share and comment below. And if you're listening on an audio platform, please do hit that follow button and leave a review if you can. And please make sure you turn on the notification bell so you get notified whenever we go live or upload a video to the channel. And one final request, if you do get a spare moment, please do nominate and vote for us at the 2026 Football Content Awards. All of the details are below. Your support, as always, is really appreciated. Okay, let's get into it. Tottenham Hotspur are reportedly considering another addition in midfield, despite already strengthening in the department this summer, with Bournemouth star Alex Scott emerging as a leading target. According to Gimme Sports, Spurs remain keen to add further quality in the centre of the pitch after completing deals for Sandro Tonali and Matheus Fernandes. Roberto De Zerbi is believed to be eager to increase competition in the midfield as he continues reshaping his squad ahead of the new Premier League campaign. The report claims that Tottenham have identified Scott as the ideal fit due to his versatility, energy and technical ability. The 22-year-old enjoyed an impressive season with Bournemouth and has attracted interest from several Premier League clubs, although Spurs are understood to be pushing hard to position themselves at the front of the queue. Bournemouth are reluctant to lose one of their key players, however, and would demand a substantial transfer fee before considering any offers. However, Tottenham believes Scott's long-term potential makes him a worthwhile investment as they continue their squad rebuild. While no agreement has yet been reached, the report suggests that Spurs are exploring the conditions of a possible deal as they continue an ambitious summer transfer window, with midfield remaining a priority despite the arrivals already secured. Lucas Bergvall has already asked to leave the club, and rumours Pat Matasar is also expected to go, with an interesting club set to step up their interest soon. Christian Romero's future at Tottenham Hotspur has been thrown into fresh doubt after reports in Italy claimed the defender is keen on a move to Inter Milan, with the Serie A champions stepping up their efforts to sign the Argentina international. According to Sport Witness, citing reports from Gazzetta dello Sport and Corriere dello Sport, Romero spoke with Inter captain Lautaro Martinez during the Club World Cup about a potential move to the San Siro. The report claims the centre-back is eager to join his international teammate and is ready to leave North London if an agreement can be reached. Inter are expected to submit an offer worth up to €40 million, including bonuses, although Tottenham are understood to have initially valued Romero at around €50 million. While the Italian club are encouraged that Spurs are willing to discuss a permanent transfer rather than a loan, no agreement has yet been reached between the two sides. The report adds that Inter CEO Beppe Marotta remains confident a deal can be completed, but the Italian champions have set themselves a deadline. They hope to finalise the transfer by the end of the week and will walk away within the next 10 days if negotiations fail to progress. Despite speculation surrounding Romero's future, Tottenham are under no immediate pressure to sell one of their key defenders and are expected to stand firm on their valuation unless Inter significantly improve their offer. Football.London report that Tottenham legend Ledley King believes the club is on the verge of an exciting new era, insisting the owners are preparing to achieve big things as they continue investing in the first team and the club's long-term future. King, who continues to work behind the scenes at Spurs as club ambassador, praised the direction the club is taking and expressed confidence in the current leadership. He acknowledged the ambition shown by the ownership and believes supporters have reason to be optimistic about what lies ahead. The former captain also highlighted the importance of building a competitive squad capable of challenging at the highest level, suggesting the club's recent transfer activity reflects a determination to compete for major honours. He feels that Tottenham are putting the foundations in place to enjoy sustained success both domestically and in Europe. Despite criticism that has often been aimed at the club's hierarchy in recent years, King remains convinced that Tottenham are moving in the right direction and believes fans will soon see the benefits of the work being carried out behind the scenes, with the club targeting significant progress in the seasons ahead. In their first 2 decades at Spurs, ENIC put very little into the club, looking for it to be self-sustaining, much to the frustration of the fans. However, that stance has dramatically shifted in recent years, with the Lewis family injecting £100 million into Tottenham last month to make it £332.5 million pumped in since 2022. King sees Vivian Lewis and Nick Butcher at the stadium at games, and his conversations with them have made it clear that something different is in the air. I felt their intent in making the football club, great. Just in passing, it's really great to have brief conversations. I can feel what they really want to do, big things with the football club, they've said and do, and I really do believe they mean it. We all feel like we're going in the same direction, which is fantastic. That's not to say that there wasn't a case before, but it just feels like there's something different and they really do want to make a big impact moving forward, which is great. At the moment, it seems like we're building from the ground up in terms of the foundations. It's really exciting. I believe that we still have more to do, which is great to hear. It's about bringing in the right people, not just for the numbers' sake, but bringing in the right people with the right mentality. It's a really exciting place to be. Okay, here's my thoughts on all those stories today. Firstly, the Alex Scott rumours. This one, again, has been knocking around, hasn't it, for a little while. Alex Scott, of course, I believe is a big Spurs fan, unless I'm much mistaken. Would love to come to Tottenham, you would think. A bit of a dream for him to play for Spurs, a bit like Dan Burn going to Newcastle and Gira going to Newcastle back in the day. Always that's something a bit more special about when a player supports the club that they play for and can move to. You tend to get that 5-10% extra sometimes, don't you? And Alex Scott, apart from being a Spurs fan, is a very, very good player. Now, you would think that Alex Scott only comes in and Spurs would only progress this if the likes of Bergvall and Sarr depart. Would they do it if one of them went, like Bergvall, for example? Who knows? But can you see Pat Matasar getting a lot of minutes at Spurs under De Zerbi this season? You'd think he'd probably a fair bit down the pecking order. Probably the same with Bergvall, to be honest with you, although I'd be gutted to lose Bergvall. I've said in videos before, I think he is could be a future massive player for Tottenham. You kind of put Bergvall even in the same category as Vuskovic, even though Bergvall obviously had actually played for Spurs in League and Cup games with Vuskovic. We didn't even properly see in a Spurs shirt, did we? It's going to be interesting how this one goes. Could I see Bergvall and Sarr both going out? Probably. I actually could. It's a shame, even though Spurs have said that they don't want to let Bergvall go. Not much has been said about Pat Matasar. As I say, do they bring in somebody like an Alex Scott if they let Pat Matasar go, or do they think they're well stacked in the midfield? We've certainly got a lot of midfield options, haven't we? You think we're probably overloaded in midfield, but if two go, you think perhaps one comes in, that player could be Alex Scott. I think it could be a really, really canny purchase, to be honest with you. And as I say, having a Spurs boy at the club would be brilliant. Romero to Inter, this one... again, has definitely got some legs. It seems like Romero as well. There was other reports saying that Romero is holding out for Barcelona, whether Barcelona would be able to pay the wages. That was the issue, but they'd give him a longer contract to level off his wages in line with what he's currently getting at Spurs. So that's what they were hoping to do. But Romero obviously played in Italy before. You would think that Romero sees himself going to somewhere like a Real Madrid, an Atletico Madrid or a Barcelona. That's what Romero would be thinking at this point in his career, at the age he's at. Could I see him playing for any of those clubs? I think he's certainly good enough. Perhaps he will be going back to Italy. Who knows? I still think Romero is going to go out at some point. I think there'll be a deal to be done. There was definitely a deal to be done. The player obviously wants to leave. Spurs wants to offload him. Quite clear to see that with the centre-backs we've already bought in this summer. This one could rumble on, as I say, in that report said they're going to be walking away after 10 days if no progress has been made, and they want it actually done by the end of this week. So it doesn't really leave them a lot of time, but let's see what happens with that one. And the final report, Ledley King speaking to the media, saying that big things are happening at Spurs. Really good to hear Ledley saying that. Ledley, absolute top guy. I met him a few months ago when I went to the training ground. Absolutely solid guy. You could sit and talk to him. I certainly felt like I could sit and talk to him for hours. Didn't know the guy, but you're just one of those people that you feel comfortable in his company. And I think he speaks really well, and he's a really good ambassador for Tottenham Hotspur. And for him to say that he's spoken and heard things that Nick Butcher and Vivian Lewis have been saying, that it does seem like things are being done differently at Spurs. Obviously, we've still got work to be done, and there's going to be work to be done in future transfer windows. Of course there is. But the kicker for me, the big thing for me is, can we get in two huge signings for that front line, the left wing position and somebody that can play probably centre forward? Are we going to get a number 9? The number 9 market isn't exactly saturated with players at the moment. Is it more likely we're going to get somebody that can play anywhere across that front line? Probably. But look, let's see how we go. There's still a fair few weeks left of the transfer window yet, and we still need to get players out the door as well. That will probably happen, I would imagine, perhaps towards the end of the window, but Premier League season starts in about 3 or 4 weeks' time, so we need those strikers in, we need those forward-thinking players in, and then we can reassess at the end of the window. I want to be able to sit here in September, beginning of September, and say that was a 10 out of 10, that was an 11 out of 10 window. It's going in the right direction, slowed down a bit of late, of course, but let's see what they can do. Let's hope that they can get those players in. That's all from me today. Get down in the comments. Let me know how you're feeling as a Tottenham Hotspur fan right now. And as always, come on you Spurs.